Hello, boys and girls. I hope you've had a good week since I last spoke with you. If you're doing homeschooling, I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope your parents have enjoyed it as well. And if you're in school, because mummy or daddy is a key worker, I hope and pray you've enjoyed being in school as well. Last week, we were talking about Cain and Abel. If you remember the story, Cain was very jealous of his brother Abel and he killed him. And I said that one of the things I liked in the story was about Abel, the example of Abel, and how Abel gave God his very best. And I was encouraging you this week to give God your very best. I also set you a challenge, and the challenge was, could you find out in the book of Genesis, I think it was Genesis chapter 4, I turned your attention to, and could you find out who was Adam's third son? So Adam and Eve had three sons. There was Cain and Abel, and the third one, his name was Seth. This week we are doing a story which many of you, if not all of you, have heard before. It's the story of Noah, and most of you know Noah was given a job to do, and his job was to build a massive boat, and the boat was called an ark. After Christmas, complete disaster in our household. Our television broke, boys and girls, and we only have one television in our house, and we thought we could get away for a little while without buying one, but it was very unusual and very strange not having the television. So we ordered a new one online, and it came to us the following day, and we opened it up. It looked really good, and the one thing we were looking for was this here, and it looks really dull and boring. You probably might not be able to see it too well. It's got the instructions. It's the instruction manual, and that was something really important for us to find because it told us how to build the television. Thankfully, boys and girls, it was pretty straightforward in building together. I hate building furniture when it comes from IKEA, and even though it's the instructions, I find it really hard to follow them. Thankfully, the television was much easier. In our Bible story, Noah is given really clear and precise commands by God on how to build the ark, and Noah follows them completely. Noah doesn't decide to himself, oh, that's an okay idea, God, but I think I'm going to do it my way, and I'm going to build the ark however I see fit. No, Noah didn't do that. He followed the instructions very clearly. In Genesis chapter 6, it says to him, and I'm going to read this for you. These are the words of God, what he shared with Noah. And he said, "So make yourself an ark of cypress wood, make rooms in it, and coat it with pitch inside and out. This is how you're to build it. The ark is to be 450 feet long, 75 feet wide, and 45 feet high. Make a roof for it, and finish the ark to within 18 inches of the top. Put a door on the side of the ark, and make lower, middle, and upper decks." What I like about that, boys and girls, is Noah followed it completely. It says at the end of chapter 6, Noah did everything just as God commanded him. And then in chapter 7, verse 5, it says, "And Noah did all that God commanded him." It's really important, boys and girls, when God commands us or gives us instructions, we should do it. We shouldn't think we have a much better way, because God's way is always the best way. Sometimes we might not think that. Sometimes, boys and girls, we might struggle to understand why he's asking us to do this, but we can be assured that God's way is the best way. The instruction manual that I showed you a few moments ago, which showed me how to get the television up and running, was very good. It was incredibly helpful. I'm going to show you an even better instruction manual for me in my life. It's the Bible. When we read it, boys and girls, and when we study it and we learn from it, we get an idea, we get the best idea on how to live our lives. Maybe you're having a difficulty in school with somebody, and if we look in the Bible, it will tell us how we should treat that person. If somebody's horrible or unkind to us, the Bible tells us how we should treat that person. Maybe we're struggling with our temper or getting angry, and the Bible tells us how we should deal with that problem as well. And it doesn't matter what age you are, boys and girls. If you talk to your granny or your granddad and they follow Jesus and they love Jesus, they'll probably tell you something fairly similar. They'll probably say we're still learning from the Bible. Even though we've been reading for years and years and years, we're still learning and we're still enjoying reading God's Word. So remember, boys and girls, the instruction manual to help you to build things is a good thing, and it's a good thing to follow them and not decide we can do it better our own way. And the same way, the Bible is a really good instruction for us to read. It's a good way of getting to know God's commands and instructions for us in how to live your life. Boys and girls, each week I try to set you a challenge. This week, my challenge is, can you follow the instructions of something at home to make or create something? So can you get instructions? Maybe ask Mummy and Daddy to help you, to give you the instructions. Perhaps it's a cookbook, you could bake something. Perhaps you can find the instruction manual from a Lego set, and can you make the Lego set up by following the instructions. One of my favourite jobs that I used to do as a teacher, we used to teach what was called writing a procedure, and one of the things I used to get the children to do was to write a procedure in making hot chocolate. And we used to write the procedure, the instructions, and then we would actually make the hot chocolate. So perhaps you can follow the instructions on the back of a hot chocolate carton and to make it and enjoy it as well. Boys and girls, I want you to know we're continuing to pray for you each week, and we haven't forgotten you, even though we're not seeing you at the moment. I want you to be encouraged that we're continually praying for you, not just as Sunday school teachers, but as a whole church as well. I look forward to speaking to you next week. Have a wonderful week, and we'll chat soon. Bye.